All right, howdy everyone. I'm gonna move over the cam. There we go. Howdy everyone. Welcome to another pro wrestling review here on the Nation of Defecation. Join the nation. And yeah. So I did a review of WrestleMania about a month ago, and that got copyright stricken blocked down because I showed 30 seconds of a Twitter clip. I know I should be in jail, honestly, but whatever. I feel like we might as well just keep it moving, keep keep it going. Let's just make this a tradition for the foreseeable future. Uh, WrestleMania Backlash occurred in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I have some opinions of it, and I just thought I'd do a little review. As always, we're going to be doing it in the form of a tier list. Matches will be ranked by peak, masterpiece, great, good, mid, rough, and awful. And right off the bat, there is no awful match on this card. There rarely is in the Triple H era of WWE. These shows are 7 matches. Usually, sometimes they're 6, sometimes they're 8, and it's very lean, cuts the fat, and just gets to the point for the most part. So we open up with Bianca Belair defending her Raw Women's Championship against Io Sky, and this was a banger. This was the best technical match of the evening. So much so I'm putting in masterpiece. I wouldn't. Oh, let's get this out of the way. I would not say that there's anything peak in this show. Masterpiece. Yeah, there's two of them. Bianca Belair and Io Sky have great chemistry. I think the only thing really holding back this match is the fact that we've seen it. We saw it in September. We saw it in October, November, even recently in April and May. Like, I've seen Bianca Belair fight the group of Damage Control before, like a lot. So I'm kind of just done with it. But out of all the matches, this is probably the best work she's done with the group. Uh, Io getting cheered. Bianca was kind of getting booed. I think this might be a sign of shifting fan opinion towards Bianca, kind of a John Cena effect. But Io just got a massive pop. Um, lot of lot of smart like limb targeting of Bianca's arm. Io is incredible with the drop kicks and the high flying. The matchup with Bianca's more North American WWE style power moves babyface. Um, Eventually, Damage Control does interrupt. They are cut off by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I think maybe no, I think that might have been on SmackDown. But Bailey tries to hold down Bianca's braid so Io can hit the moonsault, which doesn't work. There's a moment where Bianca sets Io up for. Oh no, Io goes for the moonsault. Bianca gets the knees up. Bianca goes to do the KOD. Her arm is tired, so she's doing it with one arm, but still like super. No, it was the. Sorry, it was earlier in the match. There was the gorilla press, which Bianca did with one arm, which was insane, and then went to, slam her down, and Io just completely ate shit face first. That was a bit of a botch and a bit scary, but it seems like she recovered fine. And yeah, Bianca blocks the moonsault and gets the KOD. It was a great match. Great match. Um, Fun. I do want to see where Bianca goes next because it's like what is left for her to do. She's on SmackDown now, which SmackDown looks like it's got a great women's division. And yeah, I just hope this can freshen things up moving forward. But for what it was a great 8 out of 10 match. Next up, Seth Rollins versus and by the way, that match went 18 minutes, which was in my opinion perfect length. Next up, a match that went 10 minutes. Seth Rollins beats Omos, and honestly, guys, we shit on Omos, and rightfully most of the time because he's not good at wrestling. But Seth Rollins just completely carries him to a decent showing. Um, really selling just the size of Omos, like Seth can't hook both arms for the pedigree, or the regular stomp doesn't do it, so he has to go for the super stomp to get it done. Nothing spectacular, but like Seth just carries the man through a good match and what's probably Omos's best match as a wrestler, and I'd still only give it like a 7 out of 10. Next up is Austin Theory defending the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. I have seen Austin Theory face Bobby Lashley thousands of times in the past year, similar to Bianca versus Damage Control. Obviously, the fun part, and what I thought was going to make this match go up a tick, would be the addition of Bronson Reed, who is fantastic, and he does get some moments to shine. With like he did like a massive Luger bomb or Vader bomb off the middle rope, went directly onto Bobby Lashley's shoulder. Bobby Lashley gets the spear of Bronson Reed, but then Austin Theory chucks him out and pins uh, Bronson for the 1-2-3, which I feel like that has happened so many times. That exact finish has happened so many times in Austin Theory's title reign, and Bronson Reed is the one that gets pinned, and the only logical continuation of the story is to have another Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory match. And yeah, and it only went 6 minutes. This one's going in rough, guys. I was kind of disappointed with how this match went. Alright, next up is Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's title. This one went 7 minutes, but it was a perfectly well done match. Zelina Vega facing Rhea in her hometown. She was very emotional before and after the match. And Rhea did an amazing job selling Zelina Vega's offense. Zelina just with a fury of attacks, but each time Rhea just kind of swats her away. There was a nasty headbutt spot, and Zelina hits the 619, gets a Meteora, it's a good showcase before Rhea Ripley just fucking destroys her and gets the win. Perfect for what it was. I'm going to put this top of good, maybe even in great, but I think good for now. Next up was Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny, one of the most popular artists in the world, in a San Juan street fight. This was the longest match on the card. It went 25 minutes. It w- what a goddamn trip this was. This is going in Masterpiece. Um, as far as celebrity matches go, I think this might be the best one ever, honestly. Bad Bunny targeting the knee of Damian Priest, and also just, it's very clear that he is outgunned completely, and Damian Priest is just, like, not taking him seriously, because he's not a wrestler, and that makes sense. But Bad Bunny surprises him with, like, a Michinoku driver, and like a Falcon Arrow, and does all this crazy stuff before going to the outside and instantly getting weapons and just working on the knee of Damian Priest. And Damian Priest is such a good performer. I really want him to move up to the world title scene, selling Bad Bunny while still making himself look like a monster. It was perfectly balanced between showing off Bad Bunny, but still clearly showing how much better Damian Priest is. Like, Bad Bunny uh, Damian Priest beat himself in this match, you know? Eventually, Judgment Day interrupts, and then LWO come to fight them off, and then, hey, Carlito shows up. The, one of, a member of the Clone family, who are the kings of Puerto Rican wrestling. He comes down, takes a bite of an apple, spits in Dominic's face because he's not being cool, hits him with a backstabber, Finn tries to run away, but then there's Savio Vega, who shows up, does a couple chops, does the kick, and they run off Judgment Day. Then Bad Bunny hits the Canadian Destroyer for the 1-2-3. This match was so much fun. Perfect WWE style, no holds barred street fight match. Just with a lot of spots, weapons, the run ins, and the crowd loved it. This was the peak of the night, especially when it comes to crowd engagement. And then we get the piss break match, and calling this the piss break match may sound mean, but like it really is. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Matt Riddle versus the bloodline of the Usos and Solo Sikoa, and this was the hottest storyline 2 months ago. And now it's fine. Like the story's just been the wheels have been spinning because the whole point has been the downfall of the bloodline. But the story has been the downfall of the bloodline for the past 5 months. And we have gotten barely any progression. Essentially, we had an amazing Act 1 and Act 2, right? From Survivor Series to uh, Elimination Chamber, amazing Act 2. Then Act 3, it falls apart, and then we just start doing Act 1 again. And it's like, I don't know what the purpose is here. The match itself is fine. The match is good. It's Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle. It's 6 great wrestlers in the ring together. But just kind of made me sad watching it and thinking, man, this was the best thing in the entire industry a few months ago, and now it's just, again, the piss break match. Which sucks, but Solo Sikoa hints at attacking the Usos, which he's been hinting at for a month now, and he hasn't, and it's just the story hasn't progressed. It's been the same thing every week, so I can't say it's anything above mid. Then we get the main event, which is Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. This goes 9 minutes. Crowd is big for Cody. They definitely peaked with the Damian Priest Bad Bunny match, but they did get excited to see Cody. I'm going. Nah, it's fine. It can remain good. With everybody's doing the whoa, whoa, whatever. Brock Lesnar comes out before he can get in the ring. Cody hits him with a suicide dive, hits him with, I believe, a steel chair a couple times, then gets back in ring, and the match begins. And it's kind of the standard Brock main event fare, but like Cody can do that style well as like the underdog, throwing everything he has at the monster. He's very good at that. Cody hits a lot of disaster kicks and a lot of Cody cutters throughout this match. At one point, Brock charges and hits the exposed steel turnbuckle, and he is bleeding like crazy. I like double checked to see if it was a blade job. I don't think it was. I think this was 100% hard way, and Cody takes advantage, just punching him, beating him down. Cody feels like a world beater. Has a couple more disaster kicks, but one of them gets caught into a German suplex. Couple of suplexes, Cody getting shut down. Brock tries to go for the F5. It's countered. Cody hits a crossroads, hits another one, 2 count. He kicks out of the F5. Brock puts him in the Kimura lock. He's bleeding. He's bleeding down his face. Cody is like covered with blood that isn't his own. It's all Brock's. And then Cody just kind of shifts the weight of the Kimura lock, and he gets a fluky pin. He wins the match, and then just rolls out and leaves. And that finish, I was down for the match. It felt like a big main event. It felt fun, but then the finish was bad because I don't understand what WWE is going for. I don't think they have a plan or a roadmap for Cody, because the whole point of him losing to Roman at WrestleMania was the fact that, oh, he was gonna uh, go through all of this adversity and then slowly build back up to get to Roman. And a great first step of that adversity would be losing to Brock Lesnar, because it doesn't make Cody look like a loser because it's Brock Lesnar. You can move, and then you can move on having him, say, lose the tournament for the world title, lose that Money in the Bank, lose another big match, and just have Cody's downfall, and then he slowly builds himself back up for Roman. That seemed like the story they were going for. I would prefer it if they just had Cody win at Mania, but no. But if you're not going to do that, then at least do the Cody recover, like, adversity story. But then he just beats Brock, so now it just looks like, okay, what does he do next? Because he's obviously the top guy in the company. They're not going to just throw him back into a rematch with Roman, I don't think. I think that's going to be safe for WrestleMania next year, which means another year of Roman not showing up to work. So it's like, what have you accomplished? And if you have it as a definitive win against Brock, that makes sense because maybe it doesn't fit the narrative you're trying to tell, but Cody can uh, rise and get that big win. But no, he gets a fluke win and then essentially runs away. Like, is this your top baby face? I don't know. It's really weird. And like, I like the match. I'm gonna put it above the Omos match, but obviously it should be above the Omos match. It's Cody and Brock. Like, I'm more putting above Omos and Rollins for the principle of it. But the finish was just so baffling. So, pretty even split across the board. I do think there's definitely more good than bad on this show. But overall, and the crowd definitely carried most of it, and the Bad Bunny Damian Priest match. Um, so yeah, overall, I'm gonna give Backlash 2023 a B minus. I think there's a solid 7 out of 10, but like a high 7, or a low 8. I think B minus is the right way to go. So there's my review of Backlash 2023. Join me next time, where I guess the next one up would be WWE Night of Champions or AEW Double or Nothing. Or maybe, and then after that, Forbidden Door, Money in the Bank. There's a lot of good wrestling that should be coming up from now till like September. So I'm excited for that. Tell me what you thought of the show. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.